Welcome back to another episode of Kult Chapter. I am your GM, Matihi, and as usual, we have Rogue playing Daniel, Aki playing Emil, Tet playing Kane, and Ghost playing Terry. Now, as we've been quite far in this game, and if you haven't watched any before, would definitely suggest getting into the earlier episodes before this one. And as always, viewer discretion is advised. Let me bring this up here. As each of you leaves the chapel, you see dark clouds forming above. Rain starts to drip down onto the town, washing away what had transpired. There's a nakedness you feel as the rain hits your skin, like a safety blanket has been ripped away from you. All you feel is cold and alone. As dark clouds swallow the setting sun, the realization that your actions may have caused the downfall of the town hit you. The ice seemed to bore down on you as you drive away from the church. You see people scrambling inside, exchanging looks of confusion to one another. Everyone you interact with seems on edge. No one wears that smile like before. The warmth, even though it was false, of the town has been sucked out. The protections from whatever lay outside the borders was gone. The headlines of the cheery daily Dunwich paper were no longer the following day. On the front page, a double murder and suicide were the highlight. Mr. Samuels had gone to his daughter and her husband's home, shooting them both before killing himself. The town was heartbroken over the news. Many properties no longer had an owner. No one was sure what to do, and the police were in shambles. Infighting amongst the officers had begun. Accusations of not doing their jobs properly had spread. More attacks on women in the downtown area happened, many found in the same shape as Vivian, or worse. Town still functions as best as it can, but it looks to be slowly descending into darkness. And for this, each of you will, even though you'd gain some stability, will lose one. And as each of you leaves Dunwich, memories start to come back about your time before. For your lives have not been as charmed as they had seemed. Daniel, you remember what a wonderful woman your wife was, how she supported you in your books, how she was terrified of having another child, how she wanted to flee San Francisco in the first place. She'd always loved Kane dearly and panicked when she was with child again. You remember her joining the church in Dunwich. As she became more distant, the more she went. She was overprotective with Kane and controlling of him. You remember falling out of love and falling for the woman truly known as Alyssa, a woman who had impersonated your wife. Kane, you remember a time where your family was happy, where everything was good, where your mom wasn't such a raging bitch all the time. How she made you cookies and used to sneak you an extra one after dinner. She always fussed if you got a scrape or a cut. She loved you deeply, and that's why it hurt when she started trying to control your actions. She'd wanted you under her thumb, but that's just because she loved you so much. She always told you that you were special, meant for greatness. Emily, you begin to remember more about your parents. They kept secrets from you and your sister. They had a basement area that was locked from the two of you, and neither of you were allowed in. You remember sneaking down there one day and seeing your mother and father on their knees in prayer, a beating heart in your mother's hands and entrails in your father's. You remember a creature rising from the broken bones and viscera that lay in the circle in the center of the room, that booming voice in your head. And you finally remember a name. Basque. Terry, you keep remembering those voicemails that Jessie had sent you. You remember how terrified she sounded over the phone, how desperate she was for your help. Remember how she begged you to find her and help her, yet you did nothing? You stood around and ignored her, instead wanting to focus on yourself, and now the child is gone, missing. But now you go to San Francisco. A father scorned by his son, the death of his wife on his hands, his own daughter slightly fearful of him. Daniel had much weighing on his mind. Thoughts of the woman who promised him everything swept in and out. Mulgooth was her or its name. The feeling of her hands upon his skin, her lips on his neck, those thoughts swam around in the broken mind that belonged to Daniel. She promised fame, fortune, the protection of his children. A book was now in his possession, a book given to Daniel by Mulgooth. Kane had decided to follow the words of Mulgooth and go to San Francisco, leaving the town of Dunwich behind. Calling Ed, he told him to pack their instruments and head there as soon as possible. Fumi had already set up a place for them to live. Her parents had no idea she was going to San Francisco to pursue music, as they thought she was still pursuing an education. Kane knew he was chosen by Mulgooth to become someone powerful, someone with sway over others. The power of fame was too much to resist. Emil and his family leaving Dunwich for good. Emil had talked to Barry into moving the store with him as Henrietta, Quang, and Cooper packed up their own lunch. Barry was able to find a small space to rent for their shop in a more run-down part of San Fran, but at least was affordable. He even offered to move with Emil, as the town of Dunwich did not feel like home any longer. Terry drove Kane and Brutus to San Francisco, being kind enough to get them to Fumi. There were clues of his alleged baby here in the city, and he was determined to find them, at the very least, put Jessie at ease. He had moved his belongings into an apartment, making it easier for him to search for clues. And we'll begin today's game with wiping of a clean slate of your disadvantages, specifically for you to roll them. And I'm just going to open my own. So, Emil, if you'd like me to roll for your disadvantages, let me just double check for your obsession. Yep, so roll for disadvantage for obsession.
Alrighty. There's obsession. 11.
11, perfect.
Cool.
And for marked, I don't think you have to roll that,
Yeah,
right?
I think it's just on violence, right?
Yes.
Cool. No, but I do need to roll, what is it, bound, yeah.
Yes. Roll your bound.
Alrighty. There we go. Nice.
Alright, perfect. And Terry, why don't you roll me object of desire? And also, let's see, for haunted as well. Awesome. So 1 and 1. And Kane, your new disadvantage. Victim of passion. Why don't you roll for that? Just roll the disadvantage one. The button there. Lucky you. And for Stalker. Ah. Perfect. And Daniel, why don't you roll me for haunt?
Okay. This is a disadvantage.
Yes. It should be in your bar, the haunted one.
Okay.
All right. And I think, let's see. The screams. The screams of the
There
haunted.
it is.
Why don't you actually? So you don't have to roll for that just yet. All right, with disadvantages over now. We'll bring the scene to Harry's new apartment. And Terry, why don't you take it away?
So Terry, having left Dunwich, moved over the most essential of his belongings, dog, computer, perhaps the TV, and of course some of the clothes, but left a lot of his old life behind. Found a fairly cheap apartment, quit his job at the gas station, and decided to pursue freelance photography full time. But it's a means to an end. He's in San Francisco, getting settled in for a search for his child. And he's nearly finished with the unpacking at this point, though, as with any unpacking, it tends to go a bit slowly with the things you don't feel like bothering with, but he's been motivated. So this is probably one of the last few days of him unpacking things and just getting things situated around the house, or apartment as it is.
As you unpack the apartment, Brutus is pacing back and there's still a little bit of a limp in his gait as he moves around the apartment, but he's still as happy as always. There's some discomfort with being in a new place, and he mostly whines and follows you around the house, seeming to be very needy at this point, not wanting to have you out of sight.
Yeah, Terry will throw a ball or chew toy every now and again as he's working to get the computer unpacked and hooked up.
You're able to finish setting up your apartment, and as comfortable as it can be, you finish. What does Terry plan on doing?
Well, Terry is going to see about looking up some old friends or people from high school that he knew. See if he can find out more about if they heard anything about something that happened to Jessie or where she was last staying at, because he wants to start investigating, figuring things out.
Who would Terry call? What would be their name? What would be their relation to?
Terry had someone who he was fairly close with from the track team, named Ryan McElby. They were both distance runners, but it has been a few years since they talked, since he actually, Terry's perspective, Ryan actually did something with his life and went to college, got all that sorted out on scholarship, and seems to be doing pretty well, but they haven't spoken in some time.
Oh, you're going to give Ryan a call?
Yeah, I'd probably try to give him a call, see if the phone number still works.
You give him a call, trying to get in contact. And eventually, very confused sounding gentleman answers on the other side. You kind of recognize the voice. Yeah, Ryan here. Who's this?
Hey, Ryan, it's probably been a long time. You remember Terry from high school?
Oh yeah, Terry. Hey, how's it going?
It's going all right. And he's looking around his apartment. Say, well, actually, how are things going for you?
Oh man, they're doing all right. I'm a manager actually at a Whole Foods now. It's all right.
That's great, man. So I actually in San Francisco again. I wanted to see if you had time if you wanted to catch up.
Yeah, for sure. I got the day off. Want to go for coffee?
Sure. What's still good around here nowadays?
Well, there's the Buck and Brigand. That's it's probably about 3 blocks. I'd say from and he lists off kind of a street intersect. From what I hear, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that doesn't seem too far. You know if they're pet friendly at all?
Not on the inside, nah. I mean, I can think of a few pet-friendly ones. There's a dog cafe.
If we can, yeah. Just because I have a dog with me, and moving to a new city, animals get a bit antsy. So.
Gotcha. There's the Bark and Leash that's on, and he lists off another intersection.
Great. Well, if you're good to meet there in like an hour or so, I can be over there.
Sure, I'll see you there, man.
All right. Later. Bye. And he hangs up and leans back and waits there for just a moment. Then he gets up to change out of the house clothes into something a bit more street functional.
And as you change into something else, getting ready to meet back up with Ryan after very long, camera pans to another apartment. And inside are Fumi and Kane. And I'll let you take it away there, Kane.
How long has this been?
It's maybe been like a few days.
Okay.
It hasn't been that long.
And it is what time during the day?
It's probably around like 1 p.m.
Yeah, Kane is in the kitchen and he is actually cooking them lunch. He's still not real self-sufficient, so he's basically waiting for the microwave to beep as their mac and cheese warms up. He looks over his shoulder, just kind of in awe that he's off by his own with Fumi in this situation. He's almost forgotten completely all the bad things that have happened, as he's really kind of in a completely almost euphoric state of happiness for the first time in quite a long time, plus plenty of drugs. He's just haphazardly cooking mac and cheese.
You see Fumi, she's sitting on the couch. She's, you see in front of her, she's got some ground up weed that she's beginning to roll into a joint. You see her lick the inside of it before she starts to roll it back and forth between her fingers. She seems very, very focused on her craft. though she is definitely not the best at it. You see some of it fall out onto the table. Ah, shit. See her unroll it and try again. She kind of looks back to you, putting her head on the back of the sofa. Hey, Kane, once you're finished with that, can you help me with this?
Oh, sure. He looks up and there's like a minute left. I gotta let it cool off anyway. And he walks over there and he begins to help her roll the joint.
She sits next to you, kind of watching what you're doing, and looks back towards you. You still haven't told me what happened.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of weird stuff. I don't know. I was just trying to kind of enjoy the last few days, I guess. And I didn't want to bring up any weird bullshit, you know?
I understand. I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, everything is more or less okay, I think. I mean, my dad is a complete psychopath, but...
That's not good.
Yeah, yeah, So, I mean, anyway, we ended up going to talk to the doctor, right? And, well, it didn't go that great. I wasn't there because Faith was hurt and I was hanging out with her, right? And, anyway, we ended up going someplace. It was kind of weird. It wasn't here, but it was like a different place. I don't know if it was here, but looked different. You know, you told me about some of that weird stuff too.
Yeah. I kind of recognize the whole here but not here thing. She rubs the back of her head, and as she does, the alarm for the microwave starts to...
I'm gonna go grab this, but let me tell you, it's all gonna be fine. After tomorrow, when we sign on the dotted line, everything's gonna be just fine.
I believe you. She smiles as you go back to grab the mac and cheese that you've made in the microwave.
Yeah, he gets it out and grabs the bowl. Ow, shit! Damn it! And then he grabs a dish rag and grabs it around the lip and kind of clanks it down on the countertop. Ah, damn hot. I'm not microwave safe plate, I guess.
I don't think you have microwave safe hands, Kane.
Well, I don't know. Looks at his hand and kind of flips it about. Ah, that hurt.
Well, if you run it under cold water, then I think it will feel better.
Alright. He does so and just looks at the mac and cheese idly. Okay, well, lunch is served. Yeah.
Phoebe laughs as she gets up off the couch. She takes the joint and lights it, taking the first hit. She comes over, she passes it to you and fills up her own bowl and yours with mac and cheese.
Yeah, he takes a drag off of it and keeps it inhaled for a few moments and then exhales it finally. Well, I think after tomorrow we're not going to have to worry about cooking our own food. Maybe we'll get a chef.
That's fancy. But, maybe it'd be good for you to learn how to cook, you know?
Me? What about you?
What about me? Is this because I'm a woman, Kane?
No.
I take great offense.
No. I know I have longer hair, sorry.
Exactly, you're the woman here. And Fumi laughs as she gives you a kiss on the cheek.
This is what it is like to have an old ball and chain, I guess.
Who are you calling ball and chain?
I'm just kidding.
Fumi laughs as she brings the bowls back to the table. And as she takes a seat, sitting down, you with her, the camera pans to a father sitting in his apartment with his daughter now playing on looks like an iPad on the couch. And Daniel, you can take it away.
Yeah, Daniel smiles at his daughter and says, "All right, I'm going to get back to work now, honey."
Okay.
And he goes back into the bedroom where it's kind of his office as well. His computer screen is still on. He sits down, typing, working on his book again. The words are just flowing out as they hadn't in so long. The whole inspiration, everything, since he got the apartment, and since he came here, it's just everything's just been flowing out easily. So he's chapter 12, The Other Side of the Mirror. It all came easily from his mind and to the computer screen. And then as he gets to the character in the story, where he reaches an interaction between himself and his son, and Daniel thinks about Kane. He loves his son. And the character in the story, Jacob, has a much better relationship, better situation, of course. He looks over to a photograph of his family as they were a long time ago. And Faith was just a baby, and Kane was just a little boy. And these days, they seemed so much darker now. He was alone with Faith now, but he was always keeping tabs on his son, waiting for him to call or waiting to see him at his next show. So hopefully he'd see Kane before that, but Kane just didn't know the truth about him. He was confused. Kane was just young, misunderstanding. And Daniel opens the drawer to see a flask of Jack Daniels and an old book given to him by the Spider Woman. He thinks on the book and thinks it immediately triggers memories of being with her. Strange, erotic, dark memories. But still, he liked it for some reason. He thought of her all the time. And it was how she was irresistible. So Daniel grabs the bottle and peeks in to see if Faith is still on her tablet before taking a sip. The place is a 3-bedroom, just in case Kane ever comes back. And he looks out the window and thinks about dialing up his editor. So he does that.
And the book that remains in your drawer, still unopened by your hands, sits there. And as you dial up your editor, Isabel, she picks up the phone right away. Daniel, I'm really glad you called. I heard you were in town, and I hear you have maybe some new pages.
Yeah, I do. It's crazy. It's just flowing out of me.
Amazing. I've missed seeing your work. I've missed reading all those things that you've had written down and everything. Maybe we could meet up or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I just gotta get a babysitter, and yeah, we could do that.
Awesome. I'm well, for the next few hours, I'm available. We could meet downtown for coffee.
All right, that sounds great.
Fantastic. I know this little place. It's really cute. They have a bunch of dogs in there and everything. You can even adopt one if you really want.
Dogs.
Yeah, it's a dog cafe.
And Daniel thinks about it for a minute and thinks about Faith. Maybe it would make her happy. And he's like, okay, yeah. All right, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Amazing, amazing. If you'd like, I know a few people who can babysit. Maybe my sister or my aunt.
Oh, that would be amazing, your sister.
Yeah. I'll get her on the phone. I can if you give me your address, I can send her over.
Yeah, yeah, I'll text you the address.
Perfect. I can't wait to see you, Daniel.
I'll see you soon.
And she hangs up the phone. And I'm guessing you text the address to Isabella.
Yeah, and he texts it to her and smiles and just happily looking out the window, takes another sip of the Jack Daniels.
You take a sip of Jack Daniels, and still that book sits there. But as you minimize your computer after finishing quite a few pages, the background you see is still of you with your arm around who you now know as Alyssa.
And he touches the picture once, and then he looks down to the book, and he's going to actually put the book in his satchel and take it with him in his jacket when he leaves. He's been wanting to open it, but he's almost afraid to at the same time.
And you put the book into your satchel, getting ready to go. And as you've texted Isabella your address, it's not long before a woman, or you hear a knock at your door, and you hear a feminine voice come from the other side. I think I have the right place. This is Kensley. I'm Isabella's sister.
Yes, this is the right place. Come on in.
And a woman enters your home. She's kind of got a messy bun, and she looks to be fairly conservatively dressed as she comes in. She's got a handbag that she's clutching in front of her, and she gives you a nod. Hi there. Isabella said that you needed a babysitter for, I'm guessing, her, and she gestures to your daughter, who's still sitting on the couch. And you can hear the noises as she seems to be playing some sort of free mobile application.
Yeah, and he says, yes, this is my daughter Faith. And, he says, say hi, Faith. She's going to be babysitting for a little bit.
Hear Faith chime in and dressing. Hi, Faith.
And he walks over and he says, all right, if you, I'm going to be gone for a couple hours, okay? At the most. If you need anything or have an emergency, you know which app to push, okay? It'll contact my phone.
Okay, Daddy. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
When can we go see Kane?
He thinks about it for a minute. Pretty soon. I think he's... Well, if he doesn't call soon, I'm gonna call him, and then if he doesn't want to come over yet, we'll go see him at his show, okay?
Okay. And you see a very big smile appear across Faith's face.
And he's like, all right, I love you, Bumblebee. He kisses her head.
I love you too, Daddy.
All right, Mrs. Kinsley.
I'll
Or,
make
or is it Miss Kinsley? I'm sorry.
Miss, at least right now.
He smiles, almost disturbingly happy at that, and then he says, "All right, that's good. I guess I'll see you soon."
Faith gives you an overly enthusiastic wave as you depart. As you head out, going to the cafe, camera pans into what looks like almost an occult shop. You see the sign above it, one that's made of looks to of reinforced paper or something, like a temporary sign that says cool stuff. Inside, Emil and Barry are finishing unpacking some of the occult items that are within cool old stuff, and you can go ahead.
Yeah, Emil makes sure the last few boxes are unpacked as he kind of turns to Barry. Man, I'm sure glad they were able to get this stuff over so quick, man.
And Barry, yeah, he nods. Yeah, man, I made sure to pay him a little bit extra, a little bit extra here and there to make sure they get it. And he's got a joint kind of hanging from his lips as he's unpacking boxes. You can tell he hasn't used his eye drops or anything like that. He's extremely high right now.
Yeah, Emil is as well. He's got his own. He kind of sets between his fingers every now and again as he moves things along, taking a hit every here and there. Yeah, man. As he kind of unpacks another box, placing some books on the shelves. Oh yeah, man. Whatever happened to those weird Egyptian books you had? Those ones you ordered? They're gonna go to the right place, yeah?
Do you want him? Do you mean that you want him in like the right of the building? Isn't
No,
that
no.
right?
I
Right?
mean,
Oh.
did they get here yet? Or like?
Oh yeah. They're I think they're just in some of the boxes that still need unpacked.
Oh yeah. Cool. Man, this place looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, I know. And at this point, you also have, as both Henrietta and Quang are busy trying to search for jobs at the moment. You actually are having babysitting Cooper as well.
Oh, if he's
And
babysitting Cooper, he's not high then.
oh, okay, he's not high, but Barry's high.
Yeah, Barry's always high.
Yeah, and Cooper, he pops out from beneath some boxes, and he looks to have fashioned what looks like a crown made out of cardboard, as well as a cardboard sword.
Yeah, Will turns over to him. What do you got there, buddy?
Avast ye! I am the mighty pirate Cooper!
Pirate King Cooper, huh?
Yes!
It sounds pretty cool.
Well,
It
I
looks
am
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool. Fight me! And he comes up with his sword, ready to attack.
Yeah, Emil kind of feigns, stepping back in fear. Oh, no, man, no. You can't kill Bigfoot, man. He's, like, the chillest dude ever. As he kind of, makes himself look real big as he kind of steps back, real heavy.
And Cooper says, "On guard!" And he kind of approaches you, trying to stab at you. And why don't you make me an avoid harm check there, Emil?
Absolutely. Oof.
So unfortunately, you grab Barry by the shoulders to block the attack. And Barry's a little bit stunned as Cooper impales him with his wooden sword. And Barry's like, oh no, I'm hit. I'm dead, right? I'm dead.
Well, I mean that's of course because the Jersey Devil always dies before Bigfoot, right?
Yeah. And Barry dramatically falls over.
No, what am I going to do without my friend? He kind of cowers in fear at Cooper.
And Cooper steps on top of Barry, and you hear an oof come from him as just steps on him. Behold the might of the Pirate King, Cooper!
Oh man, you're so powerful. I don't even know what I'm gonna do, man.
And Cooper laughs and takes off the cardboard crown, putting down the sword, and smiles up at you. Do you want me to do anything else there, Uncle Emil?
I think we're pretty good, man. Barry's looking a bit worn out, sword wounds and all.
Barry's laying on the ground, and he's holding the place where Cooper stepped on him. A bit of a pained look on his face.
Yeah, Emil kind of reaches a hand down. I think we could take a bit of a break. I mean, there's only like a couple boxes left, and it's nothing super important.
Yeah, man, sounds good. And he gets back up, and Cooper goes back into the shop, seeming to... he's actually helping tidy up as he's kind of goofing off, kind of collapsing boxes and whatnot, and bringing them out back, making sure they're ready for recycling.
Yeah, Emil kind of looks over the place, man. We really nailed it with this one, dude. I think sales will be like way better than they were in Dunwich.
Again, he takes another hit off the joint as he nods, looking around. Yeah, it's a bit smaller, but I'm sure we're gonna get a lot more clients.
Yeah.
Just love this shit, right?
Oh yeah, and I got it set up online too. It wasn't actually all that hard, man.
Sweet, are we on like Etsy and shit?
Yeah, like all the things.
Nice.
They've got really good stuff on there. I was seeing a bunch of weird chokers the other day though, so it can get sketchy, but I think we'll find the right people.
And Barry smiles at that and continues. He just finishes unpacking the box that he was working on, and as the two of you are looking to kind of relax for the time being, you hear a ding at the door. Its bell chimes, and you see a man come in. He looks to be fairly finely dressed. Looks to be in a fairly expensive, tailored suit. He takes a look around the shop, very curious, and looks to the two. I've not seen your shop around these parts. I'm guessing you're new.
Ah, yes. Good to meet you, man. I'm Emil. It's my shop. This is my buddy Barry. He works here. What can I do for you? You looking for something specific?
I was just fascinated by this. I'm a bit of a collector myself. Always good to see new, interesting shops pop up around the spot.
Oh, nice.
My name's
nice.
Quentin. He approaches you with his hand out.
Yeah, Emil sticks his hand out and shakes his. Yeah, like I said, Emil Hendry. It's good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well, Emil. Hendry, you say? That's an interesting last name.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
What makes you say that?
I knew some members of a Hendry family quite a while ago. At least, my parents did.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes, unfortunately they had moved quite a bit before I actually got to fully interact with them.
Yeah, that's a shame. What were their names?
Oh, I don't remember their names offhand. Again, it was quite a while ago, but the last name, it stuck with me.
Yeah, you never know. Who knows, it could have been my family, but I suppose there might be a good number of Hendrys out there. I haven't really looked into it,
Yeah, still taking a look around. With all this occult, all these occult items, you must belong to some sort of group, I suspect. No?
Not really. Mostly fly solo, just me and Barry. And try and find what I can online, get some interesting stuff here and there. You know, a lot of little places you wouldn't expect to find online that have all kinds of weird stuff. Really cool stuff too.
Yes, it does look very, very cool and interesting. And he pulls out a business card and hands it to you. Well, if you ever are interested in maybe speaking with like-minded people, Emma, why don't you give me a call? There's also a meeting place that we meet every Wednesday to discuss things.
Oh, really? That sounds interesting. Yeah, and Emerald's gonna kind of look him up and down a bit and try and gauge the guy, see if he... Because given the kind of tone of the whole thing, the mention of, right off the bat, not like antiques, but a cult, is there a roll I could make? Let me see, because I might be senses even.
You could do read a person.
Okay. Yeah, I'm almost trying to gauge if this guy knows, like, real stuff, or if he's just, like, a normal dude who likes occult things.
Alright.
Alrighty. Read a person. He's not great at it. Nope, he has no idea.
So why don't you... So you're just attempting to kind of read him, see what he's into.
Oh, I can do that, yeah. Yeah, Emil kind of looks him over. Yeah, man, looks at the card. Sounds really interesting. Sounds like you know some of the real stuff out there, man. And he kind of catches himself as he says that. And, you know, they're really, the cool stuff. Yeah.
He smiles a little bit at that. Well, if you're that interested in the real stuff, Emil, I'm very sure that you'll find our organization fascinating.
Yeah, and Emil kind of swallows a bit hard. Yeah. Tell you what, I'll give you a call soon, and look about meeting up with your group. Thank you.
I look forward to hearing from you, Emil.
Yeah. Thank you. Again, have a good one, man. If you ever need anything interesting, feel free to stop in.
Of course. I'll mention it to all my friends.
Yeah. Emil kind of smiles back to him. Gives him a bit of a nod and sees him off.
He heads out, leaving both you and Barry alone. And Barry looks to you, kind of scratching back. What the fuck did he mean by that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he's just like one of those normal dudes who's really into the occult stuff, or maybe he's like a little bit creepy, but you never know. It does sound kind of interesting, though, I gotta admit.
And do you look at the...
Yeah, he definitely is looking over the card by this point.
And you look down and look over the card to see what exactly it says. And you see that the name of the organization is called the Order of Basque.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Emil goes a bit pale when he sees that. He's like, oh, man.
What is it?
Oh, nothing. It just sounds real familiar. Some stuff, sounds like some stuff my parents knew about. Yeah, maybe he was right. Maybe they did know him.
And Emil, seeing this, getting that connection, that name, there's a desire, very deep desire for you to explore this.
Yeah, Emil can't help himself. He's like genuinely interested at this point. To the point where he kind of turns to Barry. Hey, man, you know, I'm gonna go look these guys up real quick on my computer. You want to keep an eye on the shop in Cooper?
Yeah, man, no worry. I got this.
Yeah, and try not to hit it too hard around him, okay? You know, like he knows how things are. Like I'm pretty sure his parents know that he knows, but still, you know.
Yeah. You got it.
Cool. And Emil will kind of run up to his computer, and by this point, he's got the room set up proper. He's got a few bookshelves around his little computer area with a lot of books that used to be in the shop that aren't anymore for very particular reasons, as well as a few different applications for finding specialized information. As I'll roll occult libraries, he tries to look into this a bit more, Bosk in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. There we go. Oh, very nice.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, he digs right in. Let me see. Okay, first one. What must I do to protect myself from this?
Well, probably moving.
Nice.
You, as you kind of look up the name of this, there's like, of course, meeting notes, not really meeting notes, but like, and there's a website that you can find about the Order of Bosk, and talks about gentlemen who meet up together and discuss all things occult with one another, getting in depth and getting right down to it, exploring the mysteries of the world, that sort of thing. As you kind of look through your library, maybe look through some newspaper articles and such, to just even for the word Bosk, there is something that comes up. It's actually looks to be a blog post almost on what looks like one of those like tarot card reading kind of occult websites. You know, it's got that like blackish purple background, like it was made on a really shitty website builder, and it's got like yellow text and all that stuff. You know those websites.
Yep.
And it's kind of got this very conspiracy-esque writing, and it seems to be written by a person signed C. Wolf with 2 F's. They seem to have written about a story of them encountering an entity in a basement named Bosk, and it transporting them to another place in order to acquire something for it. And when they had returned said after suffering much pain in this other place, once they had returned it, they had spent innumerable days or months or years trapped somewhere else, being tortured, being eviscerated, and then being put back together. It reads a little bit like a kind of a crazy person has written this, almost in a frenzy. There's spelling mistakes all over but the name doesn't really crop up anywhere else besides the organization and here.
Okay. And I suppose in that regard, the guy mentioning this, I'm going to ask, which dimension is this associated with? As he digs into that, the description of where the guy went and stuff a bit more.
It's reading where it went. It kind of ties into what you think in terms of dimension. It's kind of what's mentioned is a place called Inferno, which you would think is almost kind of related to hell, the way it's described.
Very bad times. So he'd probably be able to glean a little bit of basic info of, like, concept-wise of Inferno, basically something along the lines of hell. You know, it sounds like the guy was literally ripped apart, and that probably actually happened then.
Yeah, it's almost seems definitely like a place of suffering, as more detailed kind of in those scrawled blog posts talking about people coming together for supper, and served as a meal was the writer's brother with his head on their plate. And basically people starting to tear each other apart as dinner commenced, whether it be the body on the table or each other.
Oh my. This being just his experience there or with this group?
Their experience there.
Okay, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, Emil is a bit concerned over all this, but as he kind of taps away and looks through the various articles, he continues digging, kind of getting enveloped in it, as he does when he gets into this sort of stuff.
And there is a desire, because reading only brings you so far, that desire to maybe look deeply into it.
Yeah, he definitely is making some plans to go visit some places and some people soon.
So you make your plans and look through all those, reading through the blog posts. The camera's going to pan to a coffee shop. And inside, Terry, you arrive with Brutus, and all around the place are dogs of every size. There's tiny little Yorkies and big mutts and such that are walking all around this little dog cafe. And you see Ryan sitting near a window, and he seems to have a tiny little chihuahua on his lap that he's petting. And you see on his leg what looks to be like a leg brace. And there's crutches that are leaning against the table. And as you come in with Brutus, Ryan waves over to you.
Yeah, Terry sees him. He eyes the crutches and thinks for a moment, but then remembering himself, and he tries to push that aside. Well, how long's it been? Like, I don't know, 6, 7 years?
Yeah, it's been quite a while. How's it going, Terry? And he gives your hand a very firm shake. He looks a bit more haggard than you remember him. He's got bags underneath his eyes. He is wearing a smile, though it seems fairly forced as he does so.
Well, it's been something since I left, but I'm back now. And he sits down at the table. And it's a nice dog. What's his name?
Oh, well, I just kind of picked it up, and he picks up the chihuahua and looks at its tag and looks to you. It's Tiffany, apparently. And you see the chihuahua and just shakes in his hands very rapidly.
And Terry, in his mind, is like thinking Ryan's a little bit off picking up a random dog, but he's kind of nods through it. Well, this is Brutus. And he gestures over to Brutus there on his leash.
Brutus paces back and forth a little bit with a very happy-looking expression as he sits beside you, Terry. And Tiffany, the chihuahua, starts yipping at Brutus. And Ryan kind of pats him on the head. Shh, it's okay. So, why are you back in town, man? I thought you left for greater pastures.
Well, like they say, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. So, but just back in town, trying to figure some things out, come back together, and hopefully make a decent life out of things. Just wanted to start reconnecting with people, figure some things out, you know?
Yeah, man, of course. And yeah, he's kind of tapping away at the table, and you see he's got a coffee in front of him, and he's also tapping his finger.
So, how've things been for you? I know you said you're manager at Whole Foods. Last I remember you were going to college at USC.
Oh yeah, yeah, I kind of flunked out, which was great after I lost my scholarship for running.
Yeah, his face kind of scrunched up a bit. What happened? You were like the best on our track team in high school.
Yeah, that's high school, man. Not. I was training in the rain. That's what I was doing, and I don't know, just fell down wrong, I guess. And wow, I haven't had much luck with the leg ever since. Every so often, there's always something that happens. Either I fall down the stairs, I try to help save someone from getting hit by a car. That's what this was. And he gestures down to his leg that is in a brace.
I'm sorry, man. That's rough.
Yeah, that's putting it lightly there, Terry.
Um, well, I mean, if you ever want to hang out and need help or anything, I'm always around. So, you ever keep in touch with anybody from the old days at all?
Oh yeah, we sometimes hang, play Dungeons and Dragons. You know how it is.
Sure. You happen to remember anything about Jessie at all? Where she might be staying?
I hear she's staying in the ground, dude. Heard she's dead.
You know where she might have been staying last?
He scratches his head. Why don't you? Why don't you make me? I just want to see what this is. I'm not actually rolling it. I'll roll it for Bruto. I don't even know if we can. Just to see. Brutus is investigating. Why don't you just make me a influence others check, I guess. See if he knows anything.
Let me see if I have anything. Probably not. No. Influence others.
Awesome. So Ryan, he nods. Yeah, I remember the last place she was. You hear about what happened to her, right?
No, I didn't.
Shit, man. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, she was going through. I don't know what the fuck. Had a baby, I guess, maybe postpartum or something, but end up, slitting her wrists in a tub. Found her a few days later. Shit's pretty dark, man.
Yeah, and Terry's mind flashes of his bathtub back in Dunwich, and he blinks, and that's awful. Who took care of the kid? Her family, or?
Ryan, he shrugs. I don't know, man. We're kind of talking about in the friend group and everything about her death, but I don't think anyone knows about what happened to the kid. probably up for adoption or something.
I see. You know her folks still live at the same place or not?
Yeah, man. I can give you their address.
I appreciate it. I don't know. I just felt like I should, I guess, say something about it, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't go to the funeral?
No, I didn't. I was out in Dunwich.
Shit, man. I remember she was she was pretty into you.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
And
But,
he writes down the address of her parents, and as he does that, kind of across the restaurant sits another woman. Sits Isabella, and at that point, that's when Daniel, you come in. You see Isabella. She's sitting there. She's got a book in front of her, a laptop bag that's wrapped around one of the chairs as she's sitting there. She sees you instantly as you walk through the door, and she waves. And she actually yells out over the crowd of people. And Terry, you might look over. It's up to you. But Isabella kind of yells at Daniel, over here. I got us lattes. Come here.
yeah, and Terry would probably see it, and he would leave that alone for right now, I think, trying to just talk with Ryan, because the whole thing with Daniel kind of left him ill at ease the last time they saw each other, so he hasn't really been going looking for contact with Daniel either.
What does Daniel do is he sees Isabella very just kind of waving and drawing a lot of attention both to you and her.
Daniel walks in, kind of straightens his glasses and looks over to Isabella and smiles and nods, and just makes his way over to her. His satchel, like, around him is he's just his hands on it the whole time, keeping it closed, even though it's tied and nothing's gonna fall out. He just smiles at her and walks out. Hey, how you doing?
Oh, doing well, just doing some editing for some other people, But of course, I'm most excited about your stuff.
It's like, yeah, so, awesome. And he goes into his pocket and pulls out a small storage device for a computer, where the files he's been working on stored on, and he's like, well, I'm still working on it, but it's coming along very well. Story's about well, do you want to hear a little bit, or?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it's about a small town guy whose wife is killed in a car accident. I mean, not right off the bat. It's not like an instant thing. You really build up their dreams together, So as the reader, you want them to succeed, and then blam, she gets run over by this photographer, and the photographer, he starts being haunted by her. He starts. And he stops for a second, and he looks over, and that's when he notices Terry. He's like, holy shit. And then he looks back. Sorry, I know that guy over there. It's crazy.
Oh,
Anyway, I'll talk to him in a minute. Anyway, his face grows like a little less enthusiastic as he starts to talk about it, and then he says, "Anyway, I don't want to spoil it all for you. You know what? Just here, you should just probably read."
Oh, thanks. And she takes it, and you look to Isabella. She's a fairly plain girl. She just looks like she got a little bit more dressed up than she usually is when coming out. Though you find that she always dresses up a little bit when she meets you, which isn't very often. You can see she's not very color coordinated in the things she wears. Her hair is kind of tied up in a very messy bun. And she takes the USB stick very excitedly. I'm very excited to read the pages that you have so far.
He nods and smiles and thank you for the coffee. He's like, I really think you're gonna love it. I think it's one of the best so far.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Do you want to stay and chat? It's been a while.
Yeah, we can do that. And as he's saying that, he's like looking over towards Terry, and he's also checking out the guy that he's with, kind of taking a mental note of this guy and who that guy is, and he's like, yeah, we can do that. What about what's going on with these dogs?
Oh yes, you can. So she points to some of the dogs, and you see a little a Morkie who's kind of padding around, and she picks it up underneath the little front arms and reads the little name tag on it. This is Pixie, it seems. So what you can do is you can actually apply to adopt these dogs, take them home. They're all fixed and everything. They've had no fleas and whatnot. It's like a little dog adoption cafe, but you can also bring in your dogs too.
Amazing. And he sips it. He's like, you know what? I want to do this. I want to get a little dog for my daughter.
So, what kind of dog is Daniel attempting to get?
He's probably gonna get something small. Definitely.
Got a whole Morkie there.
Something goofy, maybe a Shar-Pei or something, or something a little girl will like.
You look around for a dog, and as you look around for a dog, Terry, what are you doing over there?
Mainly chatting with Ryan, but gonna try to bring the conversation to a close at some point. Seeing Daniel there, trying to avoid an awkward situation.
Yeah, you're able to kind of exchange pleasantries with Ryan. He says, "Well, man, yeah, if you want to hang out any other time, I can invite you over. We actually we just got these 2 new game systems that we wanted to check out. We just bought Heroes and Hardships and Demon Gate."
Nice, man. Yeah. Just let me know. I'm doing freelance work now full time, so I have a lot of time off, time off whenever I want it. So just let me know if you want to hang out.
Yeah, of course. We usually do Friday night gaming, so yeah, you might need. Oh, and he gives you his address and everything, and you should come over.
For sure, man. For sure. And he gets up, and really, it is good seeing you again. And I know it. Words don't do much, but I hope that things start getting better as far as the legs go, man.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Have a good one, man. And he finishes his coffee. He's like, come on, Brutus, come on. And he starts heading to the door.
You, as you head to the door, you have Daniel. You found a dog. You found a dog. I have not found art for a dog. But you found a dog, and Isabella is actually getting everything set up. So, if you'd like to intercept Terry as he's getting up, feel free.
Yeah, he does. He's like, oh, excuse me for a minute, Isabella, as he's petting one of the dogs, you know, and he's like, can you watch for me? I'll be right back. I gotta say hi to this guy.
Yeah, of course.
And he'll wait till he like maybe walks out the door or something before he follows him out and calls his name. Hey, Terry.
Fuck. Hey, Daniel.
He's like, he sighs and he just doesn't seem like he's gonna like bother with any pleasantries at all or anything. He walks up and how's everything going?
Well, you know, man, fucking sucks, but here we are.
Any people following you around that shouldn't be?
Not that I've seen, but I haven't really been looking. I'm just finding things out about my ghosts from the past problem that I have, so if it does kick up, then I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Oh,
How about
yeah.
you?
I settled into a place, you know, with my daughter, Faith, and I'm still not talking to, well, Kane hasn't talked to me yet, but I guess we'll see. Have you talked to Emil at all, or?
A little bit, but he and that one fucking dude he works with have been getting settled in, so I've been trying to give him space. So.
Oh, where is that? Oh, that shop. He moved his shop, yeah?
Yeah, the cool old stuff or whatever he called it. I don't remember.
Yeah, things and stuff or something like that. Well, hey, you know, I'll text you my address, and if you ever need a favor or anything, man, I guess I'm gonna pick up a dog. So for Faith, you know, maybe.
You gonna get a dog?
Yeah. Maybe if you ever want to come over and hang out or just talk or anything, you know, you're welcome to. Thanks for letting me stay at your place, and it's crazy how everything worked out, you know. But I think Kane has got a show coming up too. If you want to stop by there.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't gotten anything back about doing any photography, so I'm sure they don't need me for it, but maybe I'll go just to watch.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, actually, I think I'm going to give Kane a call and see if he's doing okay. Well, it's good seeing you then, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just send me your address and we'll see about hanging out sometime.
All right, cool, man. Yeah. Good luck, man.
You too, Mr. Whiting. You too.
And as he turns away, he's actually going to take his phone out and try calling Kane.
Kane, as you're hanging out with Finn, he's giving you a call. It's been a couple hours. What are you two up to?
Um, yeah, probably just watching TV.
And Fumi's sitting up next to you, and she's got her head on your shoulders. The two of you are watching a show on Netflix. And as the two of you are very comfortable in watching the television show, your phone starts to buzz in your pocket.
Yeah, Kane slips it out of his pocket, and he's kind of high still. He looks down at it, and he's like, "Oh man, it's my dad. Fuck."
No. Maybe you should answer us. He's gonna keep calling.
Well, I should figure out how Faith is. Every time I text her, she just sends me stupid emojis back. All right, here we go. I guess he hits the green button. Yeah. What do you want?
Hey, you picked up the phone. How are you doing, Kane?
Pretty good. What do you want?
I was just checking on you, you know. I wanted to see if maybe you want to stop by or something sometime.
You gonna be there?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be there and I'll make you some food or something. I mean, Faith is dying to see you, you know.
Yeah, I'd like to see Faith.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, you can tell me when you're gonna go to like a soccer field, and maybe just I'll go over to wherever you're staying while you're gone, and I can see Faith.
And he pauses for like a while. He's like kind of scrunched look on his face, and kind of chokes back the pain and says, yeah, you know, just
Look, dude, you're just too fucked up, man. I thought I was fucked up, but you're like fucked up that times 100. I mean, you can't be trusted, man.
I don't know where you get this idea about me. Well, I mean that I'm fucked up. What do you think I am? Some kind of rapist or something?
No, just a murderer.
I've been over this with you. I wasn't in control of myself, you know?
Oh, well, are you in control of yourself now?
I am.
Were you in control of yourself when we left that place and you just stayed by to get your dick wet, bro?
No, I don't.
I
don't
mean,
think I
did
was.
you see what that was? You're fucking deviant, man.
Kane.
She had control of me, son.
Bullshit, man.
Anyway, your sister wants to see you, and I'd like to see you too. You know, just whenever you can come by. You know.
Text me your address, man.
All right, and all right. I'll talk to you later, Kane.
Sure.
I love you.
Alright, bye, man. Click.
And like knowing he wouldn't offer any type of niceties at all, he says it anyway. But and he texts him the address. And
You text him the address, and as you do, you're outside. Isabella comes out with a leash and then holding under one. You see the dog that you got, and she's got a big smile on her face and kind of holds the dog up towards.
This is Mr. Biggs. He's now yours.
oh wow, look at this guy. He was bigger than I thought he was gonna be. You know what?
Mr. Biggs.
That's, you know what? He's perfect. He's gonna be a little guard dog for Faith. I love him.
She hands you the leash and puts Mr. Biggs down on the ground. And Mr. Biggs kind of pads around a little bit and sniffs at your shoe. And he tries to make a little bark, but there's not a lot of sound that comes out. It seems like maybe something happened to his bark box.
Daniel like reaches down and pets him and pretends to be very happy about him, and he says, "Well, thank you very much, Isabella, for showing me this place. And, I should probably run."
Oh yeah, of course. I'll get those pages back to you as soon as I can. Okay.
Thank you so much. And he smiles and nods to her and waves goodbye as he pats Mr. Biggs and takes off.
Pat Mr. Biggs, and two of you head off. And as that happens, camera pans back to Kane after just hanging up the phone on his phone. Fumi's looking over at you, Kane, with a bit of concern.
I hear the contempt.
Yeah, he is a fucking lunatic, like I said.
Sounds like it. We should really get your sister out of there.
I mean, what can I do? I can't take care... actually, he kind of thinks
What?
about it for a second. Maybe I could arrange something with this deal. If, I don't know what they're going to pay us, but I think we're going to be sitting pretty.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so, actually. I think so. But that is... this Miss Rios, she's a bit dangerous, I think.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I can't lie to you, so... you know all those dreams I was having?
Yeah?
I won't be having those dreams anymore because I basically made a deal with her because she was in those dreams. Not like what she looks like normally, but like a spider lady.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Are you saying she's a spider lady?
Yeah, I'm saying she's a spider lady.
Fumi gets up.
What the fuck, Kane? You're having us sign a contract with a fucking spider?
Well, she doesn't look like it. Look, so what I know is all she wants us to do is be great, and then just me kind of like do like a bunch of marketing, like photos and stuff. It really shouldn't be any big deal. In exchange, she's gonna protect us, and we're gonna make a bunch of money, and all our dreams are gonna come true. Everybody's gonna hear our music. We're gonna live happy as you can in this weird place, I guess. But yeah, I just wanted to at least tell you.
You can see there's great concern on Fumi's face, and she starts pacing.
And we signing over a bunch of stuff for promises of money.
Well,
and
I don't know what we're
protection, but-
signing over. I'll look at the contract. We'll all read it. Figure out what's going on. If it's real confusing, we'll get a lawyer. We'll make sure that it's not like, selling our soul to the devil or something. But yeah, I think if I didn't do this, I don't know. I don't think well, I think I would be in big trouble.
What do you mean?
Well, she said something about someone else was after me. So I guess I gotta pick the devil I know, you know? I mean, seems like she's not gonna fuck with us, and she just wants me to, you know, I don't know why, but I asked her very specifically, and she's just talking about like doing Instagram pics and stuff. I mean, hell, we would have done that anyway.
As the two of you are talking and Fumi's looking a bit frazzled, you see that her phone rings. She stops and she looks down. She looks up at you as it rings, but confused. Did you tell anyone that we were here? As the buzzer's calling. Someone's trying to get in.
No, I haven't told anybody. I definitely didn't tell my dad, and I didn't tell Faith. I just said we were okay, and you know, I really haven't reached out to Terry or Emil at all since we got here yet. Should we? I mean, is there a camera?
There's a TV. Let me answer it. If you go to channel 47, she picks up the phone and you can hear her kind of talking. Hello? Kane, did you order pizza?
No.
And do you turn on the TV?
Yeah.
As you turn the TV on, you see at the front gate, or kind of where the door is and everything, because you have to buzz numbers in order to get to the apartment complex. You see there's two people who are standing there with hoods over their heads. One seems to be holding a box in their hands, and you hear Fumi respond, "No, we didn't order pizza. No, we're not gonna let you up. Bye." She hangs up the phone. You can see them on the TV still standing there. You see them go up towards a buzzer and punch in numbers again. As they do, Fumi's phone rings. She frowns and looks towards you.
Can I do like, oh boy, hold on. Yeah, so he's gonna like, here, let me have it.
Okay.
Picks up the
She
phone.
hands
He's
the
like,
phone over to you.
yeah, what do you want? She said we didn't want pizza.
Yeah, well, someone did order pizza, and, well, it's, if you want a free pizza.
No, don't.
You sure it's, pretty good pizza?
Why don't you look up to the camera there, bud? Why you got a hood on?
'Cause it's, a bit nippy outside, man.
Just smile into the camera there, bud.
How do you make me an influence others check there?
Alright,
Okay.
I probably have. Could I do Notorious with that? Or any of my...
Let's see.
Is it read a
let me
person?
just-
Is that what it was?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no. It's influence.
Magnetic
did I make it?
attraction.
No.
Yeah.
Do I have the advantage for you for Notorious up? I do. I just want to see what it does. That'd just be reputation.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say no for Notorious.
Okay.
Actually, you know what?
That's fine.
Why not? Why not? Roll for Notorious. All right. And they're like, man, and you see them looking everywhere but up at the camera, and they're like, man, I can't see where the camera is. Just let us up, man.
Nah. Sorry, bro.
Do you hang up the phone?
Yes,
or-
he hangs up the phone. Do I have a number for Mrs. Rios?
You do.
Yeah, he's like, okay, hold on. And he calls her.
You call her on the phone. As you do, you see on the channel that they seem to be buzzing a number of people, like they're doing number entry after number entry as it rings. And as it happens, Miss Rios, she answers,
Yeah, I've
Kane.
got a problem here. There's some dudes. I think they're trying to get in our apartment. Fumi, make sure the door's
Oh.
locked.
Yeah, of course. And she runs over to the door, and you can hear Miss Rios on the other end. Would you like me to send someone?
Yes, very much so.
I'll keep note of this, but yes, of course. And she hangs up the phone immediately. And as she does, you see on the television screen that the door has seemingly popped open. Someone must have just buzzed them in automatically.
Fuck. Yeah, let's keep the door shut. Help me push the couch across the door.
Yeah, of course. And Fumi helps you with the couch, push it across the door. And it's not a very large apartment. There's maybe like 4 or 5 floors on this thing, and you're on the third. And eventually you hear pounding at the door. You hear a voice outside calling, Kane, I know you're in there.
He's actually texts his dad with his address and it just says, help, motherfuckers after me.
As you text your father, and Daniel, you receive that camera will pan to Emil's apartment. Emil, you looking over the information still. What are your plans?
Yeah, Emil kind of finally relaxes a bit, satisfied that he's done as much as he can here. He still needs to go and figure more about this from them themselves at some point, but he kind of gets up, stretches a little bit, and pulls open his phone and gives Terry a call, actually.
Terry, as you're walking Brutus home, if you are going home, or if you're going straight to Jessie's parents' home, you get a phone call from Emil.
And he sees it and he picks up the phone. What's going on, Emil?
Hey man, how's it going?
Same old shit. Well, same old new shit anyway. What's going on?
Yeah, nothing much. Just, already weird stuff. You know how it is. You're settling in good?
For the most part, yeah. Pretty much done with packing.
Cool. Hey, I just wanted to say, ahead of time, just in case, if you hear about anything with these guys, what was it, the Order of Basque, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And this, Order of Basque, I think it was, just be careful, It might be tied to, this place called Inferno. It's basically hell, so, just be careful around those guys, okay? If you ever encounter them.
The hell are you talking about, man?
Oh, I'm just looking into some stuff. I had a guy come by earlier who, he seemed to know about some of like the real stuff out there. I don't know, but he might realize that I do too. So,
You said it was the Order of Bosk?
yeah. Just be careful about it, man. I mean, I don't think it'll come up for you, but I figured, better have the info out there. I'm gonna, I'll message the others too about it.
Or was he trying to, like, get you to become part of their order or something?
Oh, yeah. I think I'll go meet up with them and pray a few days or something. I don't know. I gotta figure out when a good time is.
Let me know when you go do that.
Yeah. What about you, man? You figure out any of this stuff with, the baby and things?
Nothing concrete yet, but I've got some things I'm working on.
Cool. Well, listen, man, if you guys ever need anything, I'm around. I'm babysitting Cooper at the moment, but I mean, I got Barry around here now too, so he can help.
Alright, sounds good.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, good luck, man. Be
You
safe out
too.
there.
Yeah, stay safe.
We'll hang up and kind of text his sister, hey, how are things going? Any hooks on jobs and stuff like that. Kind of just going about those kind of daily little things.
She eventually messaged back she says, Quang and I are having a bit of trouble finding jobs. I mean, she's like, I mean, ellipsis. I could work at a strip club, but I really don't want to. I really don't want to be a bar back again.
Yeah, Emil messages her back. Basically something along the lines of, oh yeah, do what you wanna. Don't worry about like making money. I have enough savings, and the store seems like it's gonna do pretty well, etc., etc.
She says, no. I'll find a job. It's fine. I'm just complaining. How's Cooper?
And Emil kind of at that kind of realizes, he hasn't talked to him in a little bit. It's been a while, as he's kind of been working on digging through this stuff, and he kind of messages back, he's doing all right. Barry's with him right now. The shop is looking pretty good, etc., etc. And yeah, kind of just catches up with the daily events and stuff. Doesn't mention anything about the Order of Bosk or anything, of course, for very good reasons. And he'll actually be, as he's like messaging the last bit of it, he'll head down, see how the other two are doing.
To have, they're pretty much done unpacking at this point. Things are a little bit haphazard, definitely not the places that you would want them. But they're much more organized than they were, and Cooper and Barry seem to be locked in an arm wrestle right now. You see Cooper is very, very focused, and as the two of them, they seem to have just started another round as they go, and you see this strain that's on Cooper's face as he's trying to push Barry's arm down, and Barry is, you can definitely tell he's feigning the strain and everything against this child. And Cooper starts to slowly win, and Barry's like, no, man, you're too strong, you're too much for me. And eventually Cooper slams Barry's hand down on the table and throws his hands up and tries.
Man,
And
David and Goliath over here, huh?
I know. Cooper hurries up to you with a big grin on his. We got everything done, Emil.
Yeah, you guys did good. Sorry, I kinda got busy on the computer and stuff, so. How about we order some pizza?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Sounds really good. Alright, and Emil kind of lazes about with the three of them, or calls for the pizza with his typical weird toppings before kind of sending a text out to Kane as well as Daniel about the Order of Bosk, and Nothing concrete. Just be careful about them if you hear about them or meet any of the guys from it. Might be a little bit sketchy. Just et cetera, et cetera. And he kind of goes on like usual.
And you send out the text, and as you send out that text, I guess, do, 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 do. So, back in Kane and Fumi's apartment, you hear the pounding again on the door. And Daniel, you have received Kane's message, knowing where he is. You know that you have a gun that's in the glove compartment. Just a simple pistol, but it's going to be effective no matter what. As you're speeding over there with Mr. Big, looks to be fairly panicked as you're speeding through the streets. What are Kane and Fumi doing, or what's Kane doing? I guess and Fumi, while you hear this pound.
Kane says, "Hey man, listen, we got friends that aren't gonna like this bullshit, so you best get out of here."
Oh, we just want to talk.
Well,
Kane.
you can talk to me through the door, dude.
Sure, we can talk through the door. The pounding stops, and Fumi looks out through the peephole. You see her eyes go wide, and she kind of steps back with a bit of a pale look on her face. You look really fucking weird, Kane.
Yeah, I think I've seen these fucking weirdos before, man. Just kind of hang back, so I don't know. Get a couple knives from the kitchen, just in case.
Okay. Fumi goes and she grabs a few knives, and person calls to Kane Whiting. Fortunately for you, you're very easy to find.
Oh yeah?
But yes.
Why? Why am I very easy to find?
Because your girlfriend likes to post very obvious things on Instagram as to where you are.
He gives her a slight look and then looks at the door. Okay. So what do you want, dude?
We just want to talk about I don't want to say our Lord and Savior, as he's not really a Lord, not much of a Savior. But we would like to talk about you joining our organization, Kate. I think you've had a few of us who have tried to converse with you before you murdered them in a house.
Probably wasn't me, but listen, I already am spoken for. So
Really?
Yeah.
By who?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
And you're not spoken for, are you?
Oh, I most certainly am. I most certainly am. You keep milling about out there, and you're gonna find out.
Why don't you let us in? We can talk.
Well, we're
Kate.
talking right now. So you
We can talk face
No,
to face.
I looked out the peephole. You look like shit, man. You got the Rona.
The what?
The Rona. Okay, listen. Listen to me right now, man. You can just talk to me right now. Tell me what's so great about your little social club.
Well, for one, no matter what other club that you're planning on joining, we can offer you much more power than they're planning on giving you.
What kind of power?
The power to destroy anyone that you wish. Kane, turn them inside out before you. It's fun, trust me.
I would rather not. That doesn't sound all that fun.
As you're speaking, you're hearing the clicking of the door as they seem to be trying to unlock.
Listen, bud. Listen, man. If I'm so sweet, I think you should just step back. 'Cause, I'm packing in here. I don't want to have to lay you out.
That's what we always wish for, Kane. Someone to lay us out.
That doesn't make
We
any
enjoy
sense.
that sort
That
of
doesn't make
thing.
any sense, man.
It will in time, Kane.
Nah. I don't think so, bro. Here's what I suggest, man. Look, go get a facial. Like, not like on the street corner like you might be thinking, but like, go to some place that you can put the cucumbers over your eyes, 'cause you guys look like shit. He's like looking at his phone and he's texting Miss Rios, hurry, and then he texts his dad, hurry, and then texts Miss Rios, hurry, back and forth.
As they're about to speak again, you hear them say, Kane, and as they do, and all of a sudden you hear scuffles going on in the hallway. You hear what sounds like fists that are flying. Sounds like someone getting choked out in the hallway. Do you want to...
Yeah, he goes to the door and peeks out the peephole.
You peek at the peephole and you see the two who were the two hooded figures. There seems to be a few very large men who are outside. They don't have any weapons or anything, but they would tower over you, and they seem to be just pummeling these two, like throwing them against the wall and just beating the shit out of them. And eventually they just grab them. You see one, as you're looking out, snap the one's neck. The other one you see get dragged out and get dragged down the stairs. A third one comes up and gently knocks on the door, and you hear a voice from the other side. Hey, you okay there, Mr. Whiting?
Oh yeah, thanks. Thanks for taking care of that problem for me. You think you might want to stick around and just keep an eye out in case any more of those weird motherfuckers come back?
Sure. We can. Do you want us to be posted outside, or do you want to be posted outside this door in particular?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you have a phone on you? I could text you if we're in trouble. If you just like cross the street or something, that'd probably be fine.
Sure, Mr. Whiting. We'll make sure to keep eyes on this place.
Thanks. What's your name, man?
Name's John.
All right, John.
That's all you gotta call
Okay,
me.
John. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Of course, Mr. Whiting. And you see he departs. As he departs, you see there's a very large, looks to be a very long-legged spider. It's on his neck, head shaven, broad shoulders, and he seems to be wearing a very nice, clean-cut suit. See him depart towards the stairs with his friends, and as he does, you can kind of hear from the outside the one gentleman who is knocked unconscious, his feet just banging against each stair as they drag him down. Daniel, you arrive at Kane's residence, pulling up to the front. And as you pull up to the front, you see two very large men, one carrying a gentleman, the other one dragging another. A third one seems to have a phone in their hand, and they're speaking to. All three of them are bald, all three of them with tattoos on their necks. What do you do?
Daniel's taking his gun out and running towards the apartment at the moment. And when he sees the guy, he's frantic at first, thinking that it might be his son that they're carrying. Does he notice that it's not, or?
Yeah, you can see the build is slightly too large to be Kane. You see the shoulders are a bit too broad.
So he bursts in front of them with the gun and doesn't point it directly at them or anything, but he has it quite visible in front of him, both hands on it. He left the dog in the car and says, "Who the fuck are you? Where's my son?"
One looks over to you, Dan. I don't know who the fuck you are, buddy, but I suggest you get out of my way. Capiche?
And he looks at him oddly for a moment. Does he notice any of these tattoos or anything like that? Or
Yeah, you see the spiders on their necks.
and seeing the same symbol and or just thinking about the spider lady, he it all kind of clicks. He puts his gun away slowly and walks past them towards the apartment door.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Is Aki, can you hear us?
Aki, can you hear us?
Yep,
Okay.
there we go.
Good.
Sorry.
You walk towards the apartment door, past these guys. The door is closed, like the door to be buzzed inside. But you do have Kane's buzzer number and the address of his apartment.
Yeah, he buzzes.
No, I'd probably buzz Fumi, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Fumi's phone rings. Fumi's got a knife in her hands and she's looking.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Just
Okay.
sorry. Fuck. After tomorrow, I don't
It's
think
okay.
we'll have to deal with this shit anymore.
She buzzes you up, Daniel, and Fumi puts down the knife and looks to Kane, putting either hand on the side of your face.
It's okay.
I'm fine. I'm
And-
fine.
Okay. We're fine. We're fine.
Yeah, just okay. Hey, will you just throw your Instagram account on private for just now, just until tomorrow?
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry. I didn't.
No,
I just.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
You can see Fumi's fairly upset with everything. You can see kind of tears have started at the corners of her eyes.
Yeah, he reaches forward with his thumb and kind of wipes the tears away from him. Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. I've got us into all this mess anyway. It's all fucking because of me. If anybody's fucked up, it's me. I mean, I don't know. Well,
We'll get to it.
okay.
We'll get to it together. Okay.
Okay. He peeks out the peephole again, and he notices her phone like vibrating. Somebody's calling you, I think.
Oh yeah.
And she picks up the speakerphone. Danny, you can hear Fumi on the other side.
Hello?
Fumi, is Daniel all right?
Oh, yeah, we're alright, Mr. Whitey.
She covers the phone receiver.
Kane, it's your dad.
He just kind of shrugs, almost forgetting he texted and he just like, yeah, okay, let's let him in, I guess. Are you okay with that?
Yes, sure.
And Fumi speaks in the receiver.
Okay, Mr. Whiting, I'll buzz you up.
And she buzzes them, hits the number 9. Door buzzes and allowing you to enter. But as that happens, Harry, where are you going?
Home first, and then to see if I can talk with Jessie's folks.
All right, you head home. And you have the number for Jessie's parents in your hand. And I'm guessing you give them a call?
Yep.
You call the number. Takes a moment. You hear an older woman's voice on the other end of the phone. Hello? Who's this?
Hi. Is this would I recognize Jessie's mother? Had I ever met her before?
You probably met her because the two of you are friends. Maybe you went over there before.
Mm-hmm.
Say hi. You know her as Miss Walsh, but her full name is her first name is Chelsea.
Is this Mrs. Walsh?
Yes, it is. Who is this?
I was a friend of Jessie's. You might not remember me. Terry?
There's a silence on the phone, and you kind of hear Reggie, and you're kind of calling for someone. She gets back on the receiver. I know who you are.
So I spoke with a friend of mine named Ryan today and heard what happened. I was just calling to say I'm sorry about Jessie.
I appreciate the sentiments, Terry.
There's a little bit of bitterness that you can hear in her voice.
I was wondering, Mrs. Walsh, I wanted to pay respects. Where was Jessie buried at?
Oh, so now you want to pay respects, is it? After this long, you finally want to pay respects, Terry, to the daughter who was taken from me.
Yes.
Why don't you make me an influence others check? Hear a sigh on the other end of the phone.
Well, she's at Pleasant Views Cemetery, Plot B4. When you enter, it's just down the hill. There's a little place you can park your car. You'll see it's built into the ground there. Should be some daffodils that are sticking up out of a little container there for her. Not sure why you didn't call before, Terry. Not sure why you even left in the first place. You know she called me almost every day about you.
Well, I can't really make any excuses, Mrs. Walsh. Young men, I was really stupid then. I don't know. A lot's changed in a few years.
It's all very unfortunate, Terry. Very unfortunate that
Your child wasn't found. We tried. Police don't say much afterwards, you know.
The baby wasn't there.
I don't know. I've asked and asked for a very long time. They are very adamant that there was no child there when they got there. I've been searching for a long time, Terry, for my grandson, but they won't help me. No one will help me.
Again, I know it sounds weird coming from me, but I'm going to figure out what happened. I don't want to take too much more of your time, Mrs. Walsh, but can you tell me where Jessie was staying when it happened? And what police department it was?
Of course. It was the San Francisco Police Department. I think it was the 48th Division.
But she gives you an address for an apartment, a number. I don't know if anyone's there anymore. I don't know if anyone lives there, but it's a basement apartment, Terry. That's where she was.
Thank you, Mrs. Walsh. If I find anything out, I will tell you.
Please do. Thank you.
Bye. Hangs up and shakes his head and looks at Brutus. All right, boy. I know you don't want to be left alone, but I don't think I can take you where I'm going right now. So I'll slip some bacon in the dish, and you just try to relax. He pets his head.
Brutus whines as you go to head out, and you go to head out, going to explore Jessie's apartment there. We're going to have the scene fade to black and have that be the end of tonight's episode.
Dun, dun, dun.
A bit short, I know, I'm sorry.
2.5 hours is good.
It's good.